So I started really basically with a very bad computer that I actually physically took up and threw in the wall, so it got stuck in the wall. How did Pain start? I have to think. It was really after Fourth Dimension. I bought this old studio and starting trying things. Today you can always buy a plugin and you will have this sound or that sound, but those days it was analog. And as I was trying things, different music styles came out, I guess, or how you want to say it. But basically I was kind of cocky. Okay, 3 death metal albums. All right, I know everything, so I want to try something else. And as I was writing different kind of stuff, simultaneously we were doing the Abducted album. I mean, writing it and so on. So there was a lot of different ways for me to write, and I was really into Goa trance stuff in the mid-90s because of the angry sounds of the keyboards, and I really wanted to try that. My dad in the 70s was building Moog machines, and he was really big fan of Jean-Michel Jarre, and I was brought up on electronic music in the 70s, plus rock and roll, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it in the 70s. And the more it progressed in more extreme music in the 80s and stuff, I got more and more into it. So I started with that, but somehow I wanted to go back and try different things. Mainly, I think also because I wanted to produce something different. Because around 95, there was a lot of bands coming in the studio and stuff, and it was the same ingredients, you know, it was guitars, drums, keyboards, and vocals. And so it was hard to get this vision out of trying electronic stuff. So I started really basically with a very bad computer that I actually physically took up and threw in the wall, so it got stuck in the wall. And we're not talking laptops, we're talking these stationary ones, because it never wanted to sync and stuff together with the tape machine and things like that. So the first album was kind of a disaster, I would say. But it also helped me develop for this second album that was really more what I wanted on the first one. But we'll get there later. So basically, Pain started as a side project for me to develop my skills for producing other kinds of music than that was just based on drums, bass, and guitars and vocals. So and we're huge Pink Floyd fans. We still are. That's how I wrote Slipping Away and Drained. I didn't want to have it on the album with Hypocrisy, but the other guys did, so we decided to put it on, and it was hell. People were flipping out. But today, if you look on Spotify and stuff, it's top 3 most listening songs of Hypocrisy. But going back to Pain, yeah, the name Pain, by the way, those days you couldn't check if any bands were called that or anything like that. You just had to see if anyone was famous enough to reach you. So I thought, you know, Pain is short and can be anything. So that's why I choose the name Pain. And I was unlucky. There was, when I talked to Nuclear Blast about doing my own thing, I had a cancellation. So my studio was open for a month with no bands. It was like 2 weeks before or 1 week before. So I couldn't really get another band in there. So I called Nuclear Blast and asked, hey, can I try to make a solo album? I sent them 2 songs. I think On Your Knees and one more song maybe. And they said, yeah, go ahead. So I got a budget for like 5,000 Deutschmarks in those days. What's that? 2,500 euros, at least, so I could pay electricity and blah, blah, blah things around. So I kind of wrote 6 songs insanely fast in the studio and recorded them with drums and stuff. I remember Michael was my engineer at those days, so he was punching me in while I was playing drums. Yeah, there you have it. That was the first album, and it was a start, put it that way.